Hello. Hello, guys. Good afternoon. Good morning for some. Good evenings for some, I guess. How's everyone doing? All holding up well in these market conditions. Well, some nice upside on Bitcoin here. Last couple hours, I'll say. Last couple days, maybe. Um, but cautious is needed, in my opinion. We came into key resistance here, and I think a lot of people, just as I said, as I planned ahead, are getting bullish into resistance. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a big trap starting around here. But yeah, I'll explain everything in a second. Give the different scenarios, because always gotta consider everything. Anything can happen in the market, so that's how you should look at it as well and be ready for any scenario. So if we chat up from here, well, happy days as well. We did some nice altcoin trades on the challenge account. So it's starting to look better. Currently flat on margin, but I'm closely watching some more altcoins for potential trades. But yeah, I need more confirmation, and I want... Honestly, I'd like Bitcoin to wick a little bit lower, or just to make a move to show us what it wants to do. Before stepping into anything new. But yeah, we'll talk about it in a second. Bitcoin at key area, in my opinion. Yeah, exactly. Everyone can see the screen, the Prime XBT page, can hear my voice obviously, and music volume is okay. Great. All right, beautiful. Waiting like 2 more minutes, then we'll start. Hello, GK, what's up? Yo, Kenning George, what's up, my man? I'm especially watching newer coins on Bybit for potential trades. Those are the ones you want to be watching at the moment, in my opinion. In my eyes, some of the older stuff honestly looks horrible, and I'll give some examples in a second after we do Bitcoin. But yeah, some of the older stuff, just like Bitcoin, came into key resistance, swept some highs with still clean unswept lows to the downside. So wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if yeah, the whole market takes a plunge. So yeah, we'll get into that in a second. Hello, Ashok Yadav. Hello, Johan. Jordi, what's up? All right. So, before we get into the stream, into the Bitcoin analysis, as most of you know, I have a Discord group, right? It's not a paid group, it's completely free. All I'm asking is to use my link in the description, PrimeXBT. You can trade, obviously, crypto assets there, but also Forex, indices, and commodities. So go check it out. If you use the link, you can get up to $7,000 in bonuses. And if you make a deposit of at least $100, I will add you to my group. What do we do in the group? Well, basically post a lot more analysis. Like today, posted a lot of altcoin, potential trade ideas that I'm watching at that moment, and also post my trades live. Currently running a 10K account. We just crossed 11K. We're sitting at 11.1 at the moment. Doesn't mean anything, obviously. We're taking it easy, small steps, right? It's a marathon, not a sprint. But just trying to run up that account publicly. So we'll see where we get, right? All of the info on that is in the Discord. So head over to the description and check it out. Use that link. And make a deposit in order to join. All right. Also leave a like, please. We've got 55 people in here, 5 likes so far. So let's get them to 20 at least. Also, subscribe if you haven't already. We're going for 10K subs. So I'd really appreciate it. Okay, now the more important stuff, Bitcoin. So what I'm gonna do here is clear all of the levels again and just sort of give you the view on the monthly starting even, right? And see where we're trading at. What immediately stands out to me on the monthly, right, is that we barely made a wick. Well, we did make a wick to the downside, but it's not a big wick. And instead, right after that small wick to the downside, we started pumping, okay? What did previous monthly candle do? It swept the previous month's high, and previous month's low is unswept. Not only unswept, it's also a flat bottom, okay? So there is, in my opinion, a high probability that we will be revisiting that low, which is resting at 37.5K. All right. Those monthly levels are important. Okay. Those are going to be more important than the lower time frame levels. Obviously, high time frame levels go above lower time frame levels. So it's definitely important you mark them out. What did previous monthly candle also do? Wick above this key liquidity from back in March 22, right? And closed ugly back inside this December 23 monthly candle, okay? Now, if this is a bearish retest, in my opinion, we should be rejecting around here. I could see us wick a little bit higher, but if this is bearish, I really want to see us get rejected around this level at the very least, okay? So wicks in there, I will allow like this, but then I want to see us get rejected. If we break above here, above this level and close, simple plan, that invalidates that, and at that point I think we squeeze, take out liquidity above here, and potentially and probably squeeze a lot higher. Okay, but just using those higher time frame levels, you can already see that the level we're currently at is gonna be key resistance. Okay, not only that, if we then use those lower time frame ranges as well, I'm gonna bring in my levels again now, bringing these back in. Well, there's a lot. Let's remove this and these Monday levels for now. Okay, what are you going to see? You have a nice cluster up here, a cluster with a lot of confluence of levels, being December high, which is that monthly high, the top of this range, right? Range level, pivotal level, wicked here, rejected, so retest of range mean, then broke out, retest as support, started grinding higher, swept the highs and broke back below. Okay, now first retest of that level, so that level, the monthly December high, the supply being sideways price action that led to this downside, and OTE being from the high to the low in one swing. You draw your OTE and look for shorts on the retest of OTE. Okay, I'm not saying that the pump in here is going to be the lower high that sends us towards 30k, but what I am saying is cautious into this area at least is needed, in my opinion, right? So how am I planning to trade this? Well, I now know that we're coming into key resistance. So what do I want to see here, or what do I want to do here, is look for weakness on the lower time frames. Okay, so for now, what have we seen? A sort of sweep, but the hourly closed slightly above there, which was still pretty strong, right? Either we want to see a close below here, not a sweep. If it's a sweep and a pump back inside, then we're likely going for the highs again. But if we close below this low, then that would mean break in market structure, then you short the retest, and in my opinion, you target all the way down here. Okay, or you can be aggressive. Okay, you can be aggressive, and if we do something like this, spike higher again, go for an aggressive short, and then look for weakness to trade it lower again. All right, I think we're currently at a point where a lot of people are watching the resistance and a lot of people are actually shorting with tight stops. So I wouldn't be surprised if we wipe those out with a big spike to the upside and then reject hard, right, and see aggressive downside. So that's what I'm currently watching. Now, if we see something like this and a very strong close up here on the daily, right, daily is more important. On the 4 hour, I could still see us close up there and then just reversing fully on the next 4 hour close. But if we close the daily above December high, that would already be a sign of bullishness in my opinion. And at that point, I would wait for at least the daily to close back below in order to look for shorts, okay? As I said also in most recent streams, we're still in bullish territory, right? We came from 16k making higher highs and higher lows. So the highest probability trades in market conditions like these are always going to be longs, right? Does that mean we can't make money shorting? Obviously not. But what it does mean is be more cautious looking for shorts than when you are looking for longs. You can be more aggressive looking for a long because longs are the higher probability play in market conditions like these, and it's better to stay patient and only look for high probability plays and wait for your key areas on shorts. And obviously there's no reason to risk shorting when you have nothing to hedge, for example. But if you're in multiple altcoins and you have spot bags and stuff like that, it does make sense to hedge with some shorts at key levels. Okay, so once again, what am I looking for? Ideally, I want to see one more spike higher, okay, and then I think we reject hard. Why not from here? I just think we wouldn't spend so much time up here. We wouldn't spend so much time up here if this was the area we would reject it, right? I would be surprised if we dump like this before at least wicking higher once more, right? Also, for my shorts, where am I going to be targeting? Well, first target, obviously, that a lot of people are going to be watching will be the sideways price action that led to this up move, which is this blue area lining up with range mean. But what I would be cautious of is if we wick higher and reject hard and immediately pull back into this area, right, then I think a lot of stops are gonna be resting below here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we just break below and go for all of that liquidity at once, and maybe even in one daily candle wick all of this liquidity, right, and then get bought up again and then see more ranging in here, blah blah blah, before ultimately going for the real breakout into 52k. All right, it's your classic scenario, right, where we swept the lows, right, nobody longs, but then big pump back inside the range, then suddenly everyone long the bottom. Now you pump into resistance, everyone is super bullish again, talking about 50k, we reject hard, then it's gonna be over again, right? We're going to 12k, then we bounce again, spend a lot more time. Once everyone forgets about where we're trading at, we start breaking out and ultimately make our way to 50k. Wouldn't that be beautiful? So everything clear so far? Any questions? Quite clear so far. All right. We'll do altcoins after this, so please keep your altcoins for you for now. We'll do altcoins after Bitcoin. And I'll first talk about some altcoins myself. What's the level of invalidation of bull in the low time frame? Well, as I said, I'm not bullish up here. I'm cautiously bearish because I think we're coming into a key area and left a lot of liquidity below us. So I will flip bullish if we close the daily above OTE, above 46k. Why? Because above December high would already be a good start if we close above here, and then I'll definitely stay flat or at least close out shorts if I'm in any at that point. But if we close the daily above 46k, above this OTE, yeah, then I think we rip higher. And what was I saying? Yeah, if we close above December high, right, and then wick OTE and reject, I could still see something like this. What can you say about those liquidity below that triangular pattern? Yeah, exactly. That's what I just said. That's exactly the area I'll be targeting if I'm in any shorts. In my opinion, ideal scenario here is spend some time, maybe wick higher, reject, right? Come back down. Everyone's gonna long blue, right? Maybe initially bounce, but then we break below, or just straight up break below. Go for this liquidity, wick it, right? Good bounce, back inside here, more ranging, right? Grind higher, and then start breaking out and accelerating to the upside. So yeah, hourly, nothing too much to say here. Mostly just sitting out here, waiting for another spike. Then I'll likely take a short. I'll try once, you know. That's what I said. In market conditions like these, what you don't want to do, right, is if you missed out on the upside, is try to short every upside move, right? And that's also the thing. You know that in a sort of pattern like this, you have your invalidation above here, so there's only one try needed, and even then you can go half risk, right? So I'll try once probably. If it rejects on the spike, well, happy days, I'll have profit on my short. If it doesn't and it breaks up, I'm almost sure that we're gonna grind higher anyways. You never are. We can, of course, do something like this, wick it, and then come all the way back down again, but me personally, I don't see that as a likely scenario. Alright, so that's pretty much it for Bitcoin. If we start rejecting here, if we start dumping from here, then I think the chances of us holding this area are higher than if we spike once more here and then start rejecting. So, how do I say this? If we spike up from here, right, that would mean more stops got taken here, which would mean more fuel for downside. So at that point, I think it's more likely that we break below this area and go for the liquidity here. If not, right, and we don't wick those stops once more, then I think the first step of this is gonna hold, and that is gonna send us higher. And at that point, we've retested this, so we took out more short stops, long stops, sorry, which would mean more ammo and more fuel to grind higher from there. And at that point, I'll be very cautious looking for shorts again, only on real weakness. So yeah, it's all about using your levels in Confluence, having a plan for all scenarios. If you reject here, if you pump here, if it pumps and then rejects, if it dumps and then bounces, you know. But for me right here, it's too low to short, too high to long. So I'm simply sitting out for now. But for me, ideally, I think also if we pump from here, everyone will be, whoa, bullish, 52k. And that's what you want for something like this. It's also been a long ass time that we've seen a really big move from Bitcoin, don't you think? I'm not even talking about these, but like really like a 5k move or something, you know? Would be nice to get one of those again. Like, what if we do something like this, squeeze higher, and then do something like this and wick all the way down at once? Would be cool, no? Maybe even Wick all the way down in here. Happened a lot back in the days. Would be brutal though, but would be nice in my opinion. But yeah, is it likely to happen? I don't know. With the Bitcoin ETFs and stuff going on, I think spot is gonna continue pushing hard. So yeah, we'll see. Right, let's catch up on the chat and then we'll do some altcoins. Do you think we'll see sub 40k in the near future? I've got no clue. If it comes, I'll be ready. If it doesn't, so be it. Sorry if it's a dumb question, but what is OTE? There's no dumb questions, man. OTE means optimal trade entry. And it's the 705 level, this blue level, which is in between this 0.62 fib and the 0.79 fib. And then the equilibrium or the mid-range between those two levels is the 705 level. And what you use that for is whenever you have a high or you're trending lower, right? And you have a high and a low, you want to draw your fib from the high to the low and then look for confluence and weakness around OTE and look for shorts there. And the same the other way around. The big candles are a thing of the past now. I'm not too sure about that one, Chief. I can imagine a lot of the near the top longers in early 2024 want to get out during the spike. Yeah, maybe. Can you show your fib settings of this one? There you go. And here's my range settings. All right, now some altcoins. So we did some nice trades yesterday. Well, we opened them yesterday, we closed them today. Let's start off with Xai. And then we'll do Ondo, right? We did some nice trades on both of them. Starting with Xai, right? This one was purely based on the lower time frames, okay? Well, using this 12-hour or daily demand, we did use that one, okay? Initially, I was looking at this coin and I was waiting for a sweep of these lows, okay? Why? Downside, lower high, back to the lows here, bounced into resistance, right? And then rejected. Hold on, okay, so back to demand, bounced into resistance, clean lows below. What I was looking for here was a sweep of these, reclaim strength, and then to look for longs and swing it towards these highs. Okay, that was the plan initially for me. But when on the lower time frames, I saw strength coming in after again. So this was the retest of this demand, right? In the meantime, sideways price action, bump into resistance. From there, I wanted to see continued downside in order to target that low and look for longs on the reclaim. But what did we do instead? We bounced again on this demand from here, right? And made a break in market structure, higher high, higher low. Okay, well, that was the idea. So the bearish scenario here got invalidated, and instead we broke market structure to the upside, and at that point we had clean highs resting to the upside. So I zoomed in on the lower time frames. Let's remove these for now, and these were the levels that I had. I still got my long, I see, so that's good. So I zoomed in on the lower time frames. This was the break in market structure, right? In bearish scenario from down here, invalidated. This was the freshly built up demand. Why? This was the sideways price action that led to this upside and that led to the break in market structure above here, right? So marked out the high, marked out the low, clean highs, clean lows, swept the lows on this move, and that's where I pulled the trigger. Okay, I said if this is bullish, right, the sweep in here is a must hold, and the targets are going to be local highs, the highs up here, and the 4-hour highs up there. And as you can see, this was the trade, entered there, kept my invalidation a little bit wider, not entirely below this blue area here, but just a little bit wider, in just a little bit lower below these lows, just in case we would do something like this, wick in there again. If we would do this below there, it would probably be invalidated. I would allow one more sweep into demand, and then I wanted to see upside, but as you can see, not much downside happened before we started pumping again towards these highs. Took off half, as I said, at TP1 right here, and then I had 25% here and 25% here. Unfortunately, this morning we front run literally a few cents to my second TP, and then started rejecting hard. And then this, on this move, that's where I got out of the position. Still a really nice trade, played out nicely. Sadly didn't take liquidity above there, but at the same time that's a good thing. Why? Because now we can target that later when we are looking for longs again. Okay, so I'm currently flat, as I already said, on everything, on margin. But yeah, that was the idea. Is that clear for everyone? So more importantly than now, what am I looking for right now? Like, as you can see, it's showing some real weakness at the moment. Not too sure why, but what can you see here? If you draw out these lows maybe as well, it does look like this was an ugly sweep above here that leads to at least some sweep of some lows. Maybe here, maybe even lower, but I'll just be looking for this to build up a range, to make some daily highs, some daily lows, maybe wick there, maybe even wick all the way here. And I'll definitely be looking to re-long this. And what will my target be then? These highs up here and these highs up here. All right, so this was the first one. Second one was Ondo. Let's remove the trade for now. Right, beautiful charts as well, and still so beautiful. Lows, key highs, mid-range pivotal price action here. Came back down to the lows, swept the lows, some sideways price action. Right, swept the lows once more. Right here, I wanted to see this and then a reclaim, but once again, got invalidated when we broke above this and closed strong. What confirmed the retest held, right? So that's where I pulled the trigger. I said we're holding so nicely above here. I think we're at least going for some highs again, which is why I longed. Another reason, I had clean invalidation below range low. I knew if we're going below range low again, that's gonna be invalidated. Target, first target was this resistance, and then I had targets spread out all the way up, right? One around this mid-range, one up here, one in between even. and go from there. But I just closed, as I said, because the way everything basically was looking, and I didn't like how low time frame price action into range mean here happened. Why? Because of the way it pumped, right? It pumped almost like in a straight line, leaving a lot of liquidity to the upside, and it felt like we were coming to an end here that would lead to some downside. And yeah, as you can see, got rejected pretty hard. This one, luckily I closed up here, so really nice profit as well. But once again, the good thing that we still have those clean highs. Even if you take a look at the daily, we have this beautiful order block here lining up with OTE from the low to the high. It needs to be a little bit higher, right? Whereas OTE resting right in this area. So what am I gonna be looking for here? Probably wait for some ranging, right? Wait for a low here, a bounce, maybe back to the highs, maybe even sweep the highs. Ideally not, because then that means more liquidity to the upside. Wait for a sweep of those lows into OTE, into that demand area, right? That liquidity to get taken, and then I'll be targeting the opposite side and the other side where liquidity is resting, which is the highs up here and all the way up into range highs. Okay, so that would look something like this. Invalidation right below range low, and the target honestly looking something similar than what I entered before. So, but then with a higher probability in case we get some pattern like this where we get a low and then sweep that low. Whew, a lot of talking. Is that clear for everyone? Xevo, hello, hello. What's up, my favorite trader of all of them? Yo, Paulius, what's up, man? Pretty much, yeah. Right. So as I said, I'm mostly watching these newer Bybit coins. Yeah, because I love trading those when they swept the lows and have clean highs above. I have a list here of some others that I'll quickly talk about. So first one is Manta, right? I was initially looking for a quick long if you would sweep these lows just to target these highs into key resistance again. But as you can see, broke below ugly, boom, into demand from down here. Really nice pump, higher low, higher high. Okay, so this is looking good in my opinion for some more upside, but I want to see a sweep of some lows first. Okay, so in my opinion, key liquidity is going to be resting below here. So ideally something like this, sweep in there and then reclaim, and then the target would be up here. Okay, but at the same time it's not my favorite. Why? Because we basically took these highs into supply, sideways price action that led to the downside, took the highs right in there, and we have 1 and 2 clean lows resting below us. So could also wait for, in case we do this, then the reclaim, and then look for longs there. This is the higher probability play. But of course you could be aggressive and look for a long on this. Take profit when we retest these highs already. Take some more off around there, just in case it's just a sweep and the retest that leads to the scenario I just said, where we go for all of these lows. Okay, so Xai we already did, with really nice one, and keeping a close eye on this one. Why? look at this pattern, right? It's exactly what I always talk about, right? Swept all of the lows. If I mark out this one as well, swept all of the lows, and more importantly, yesterday's daily close really strong, right? Above this, right? If it would have closed a little bit lower, it would have looked more ugly, but right now, in my opinion, looking great. Zooming in on the 4 hour, right? You can basically see all of these lows got swept, followed by a swift reclaim of the lows, and now simply ranging up here. So what I'm looking for here is for this to take lower time frame liquidity to get the best risk reward as possible. So ideally one more spike in there. Your risk reward is then right below OTE, from the low to the high. Look for longs on the retest, right? Below OTE, invalidation, target, simply, even if it's just a high up here, right? That will be my first target, and I'll probably close most there, right? But because I'm not sure if this sweep was enough to send us all the way back up here or here. But I am pretty sure that this sweep was enough to actually send us back towards this high. Okay, so we got the reclaim. Now we wait for low time frame sweeps of the lows into these key lows, right? And then trade it back towards the highs. Not sure if we'll get it, but I hope we do. That's why I'm saying keeping a close eye on all of these coins. Also a newer Bybit coins, so let's see. Next one is token. Very similar as well. All of these lows, right? Lows swept, retest, another sweep of the lows, and looking strong here, right? If you take a look at the 4 hour, clearly trending to the upside, right? What am I looking for? Take out that local liquidity below these lows into a pivotal level, right? As you can see, take those out in there and target former highs up here and up here. That would also then give you clean invalidation, probably below there, and a clean target and a beautiful risk reward. Okay, so then we have Ondo, we already did. Miro is one that I'm less interested in right now because of the way it looks. But it's also a newer coin that which is why I'm keeping my eyes on it. But I want this to give a big spike again, and then, like I said, reclaim the area it started dumping from. So if it starts ranging here a little and then breaks down, wait for the reclaim of where it started ranging and broke down from. Wait for a break above there, long the first retest and sell at the highs. All right. Then Yup is another one. I was pretty pissed I missed when it started pumping, but if I'm seeing it right now, like, I'm happy I'm not involved anymore. Initially, I longed this up here and got stopped out here, so lost on this one, and then missed the bottom after it started pumping and went straight for range mean here. Honestly, I thought that from here, right, I was thinking we would likely see a retest and some downside at least before continuing, but I didn't think we would retest this low before heading for the highs. So yeah, it's a difficult one. Right now, how it looks right now, I'd either wait for a reclaim of a key area or another sweep of the lows and a strong reclaim. Otherwise, I'm likely staying out. I wouldn't touch this right now because it's just strange, right? That something does this after it did this. That just makes it look like sort of pump and dump, you know? Yeah. It is retesting the area it started pumping from, but let's see. let's remove all of these levels for now. That's not too bad. This could work. But yeah, like I said, it's a difficult one, you know, because the stronger coins, right? You're looking for dips to long. Mostly don't give you the dip. And the coins that give you dips mostly don't look good anymore because they dipped. So yeah, trading is one hell of a game, you know? But you know what I'm saying, right? If it was that good, it wouldn't have retested this low. But yeah, for a scalp like this, definitely think this could work. What's funding looking like? Oops. Yeah, funding still. I'm actually thinking about taking this. But man, this move took all of these eyes and I mean, look at this. Not particularly looking. Yeah, but for a bounce, nah, back to. That's probably even too optimistic. Yeah, I'm gonna pass on this one. Not liking it. Just looks way too weak. But yeah, you could try very low risk, target these local highs. But I'm not taking it. Right, let's see the chat. Love your work. I would join your Discord, but I can't make Byte accounts. There's other options. Join the Discord and you'll see. Good morning, Konstantinos. Halloween, what's up? There's no reason to spam your alts in the chat. If you've written it once, I'll read it. And even then, as I said, I'm first doing my own thing and then I'll do some requests. This DIM coin just got listed on Bybit as well, which is why I have it in this list. But yeah, it's been pumping from listing, so probably wait for way more price action. Okay. Then we have this one, Zeta, which I want to see more price action on as well. Maybe a sweep of them will be enough for a quick scalp towards the lows. Something like this. But we'll see. Not one of my favorites as well. Ace, another one. exactly the same, looking for a breakdown, right? Reclaim, and then looking for trades towards these highs and up here, if we get it, of course. But also in the list, also keeping an eye on them. VRA, same, right? Looking for sweeps of the lows and reclaim. Ideally from here, you know, then this we can use as a clean area we need to reclaim. Nuke it, right? And then if it reclaims this, look for longs on the retest and target the highs. And then Mavia, yeah, it's also just listed on Bybit, so not touching yet. All right, so that's what I'm watching. God damn, I want to long this one, but it's not giving me what I want. Maybe if Bitcoin dumps though. Let's see what's Bitcoin doing. I'm going for the highs again. I've seen it look like this before, you know, where it just grinds up. I would at least wait for a big spike up before you short. How to join your Discord. If you're in, check the how to join channel, man. It's all there. And the link should be in the description, I think, if I changed it. If it's not, look at my previous live streams or videos. The link should be there. Are you aware of the fact that some altcoins on that list have way more price history? Yeah, but not on major exchanges. Most of them, at least. Can you please list main components of your analysis which we should also learn? That's not what these live streams are for, man. Go check out my pinned post on Twitter. That's a video with all of the concepts I use. Oh yeah, Pepe, we'll do Pepe. Wu looks good. Wu looks bad. This doesn't look good in my opinion. We did sweep last week's low. That's a good sign. Yeah, these were analysis from when we were trading up here. I said I wouldn't long into here. I still wouldn't. I might look for shorts in blue. You see this weekly order block? Daily. You could even mark it out like this. Look for bearish price action there. If it closes above, let's say 0.44, that's when you get full bull. But right now all I'm seeing is sweeps of the highs on the lower time frames, downside, maybe another sweep here, and then reject again and clean lows to the downside. So Pepe just came into that area that I was watching and where I said if it gets back to that area I might look for a long again. And right now we swept key liquidity below this big ass wick into the sideways price action that led to all of this. So at least a bounce from here is what I'm expecting, right? even if it's just a retest of this range mean level, I'm happy, okay? That's why I took it on spot, not on margin. Bought some spots down here. I think I'm already up like a couple percent, but yeah, I'm looking for more, you know, at least like somewhere up here. And yeah, invalidation, if it keeps on ripping lower, I'll likely just sell and never touch this scam again. See ARB, what we're watching, key area up here, supply, look for a sweep. If it rejects there, back to this blue area. If it breaks above, flip bullish. All right, feel free now to post some tickers in the chat and I'll take a look at them. Rose. Yeah, I like this. It's what I said here as well. Yeah, I remember analyzing this when it swept these lows. Low, swept, reclaimed, retest. And what I also like is the fact that this was a key level, right? And that we, on the first step, like if it wanted to reject on the retest, it should have kept dumping from here. And instead, strong bounce and close. So yeah, I like this, I think. Yeah. I think that this looks good for higher, maybe even new highs. Above the weekly open as well. So this as a first target, I'm not sure what that is, but that's insignificant. It's gonna be this one. That's gonna be key. That weekly high as a second target. Yeah, clean. What's your background music? It's lo-fi anime. Bitcoin squeezing. Let's see. Ideally we get 45.7, somewhere around there. I'm curious now if this would have played out, but this yup. Lo-fi anime. A-N-I-M-E. That one is difficult. API3. I think I have it in this list. Yeah, this one. Let's see. daily. Oof. This looks pretty damn clean. We did take this high already, which is sad, but at the same time, a lot of inefficiency here. What comes down this quick can definitely go up that quick as well. So let's see, daily. Yeah, I don't really like this daily where we swept this. Yeah, see? I would wait for a break above here. Although the weekly looks really nice, but we pumped back into supply and rejected. So could definitely go for some lows from here. Maybe something like this and look for a scalp long there. That maybe yes, but from here I definitely wouldn't long. Unless we get above here, close the 4 hour maybe, strong above this to get a break in market structure again, right? Because now this can be seen as a lower high, lower low, maybe lower low. Who knows? Yes, lo-fi anim. That's it. Optimus. This? Nah, not a fan. I'd be interested only if it gets to like this blue box. That would take out all of these lows, sweep them and get into clean demand. And then just for a bounce play, probably something like this. And then back. Yeah, that would be my ideal entry, ideal scenario. Uma. Yeah, that's a good one as well. Also, that's also a newer coin, right? Let's add this one to the list. Oof, yeah, that's looking horrible though. Yeah, never mind. I don't like coins that look like this. Big ass pump and then reject hard. Because what you often get then is people buy every dip thinking it will continue, but they just retest, make a lower high, bleed again, retest lower high, and gets back all the way to the origin of the move. So I think all the way back to like $2. Not saying it's not gonna squeeze into resistance again, but making new highs, I don't know. What you want to wait for is simply a break above supply and then look for longs. And even then, right, for example, this area, if it gets back above there, could still see it make a lower high here and break below. But then the buy would be technically worth it because you have clean validation below. But for now, short-term target, this low here into this little sideways price action here. Maybe look for a scalp there. If it does this, just back towards some lows for some highs for a squeeze. That could actually be a nice play. See this one. Starts dumping from here, look to long this and target first there and then there, and then I would already be fully out in here. We're squeezing. Right, I want to watch this, guys. So I'm gonna hop off. Thanks for joining. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, please. Subscribe to my YouTube. I really want to watch Bitcoin right now because key area, you know, watch altcoins, whatever they do. So I'm gonna hop off. As you guys know, we're now streaming every Tuesday and every Thursday. So 2 times a week. So no worries, next week on Tuesday I'm back. And obviously I'll still be updating in the Discord and on Twitter as well. More in the Discord, obviously. If you want to join, simply use the link in the description, PrimeXBT. You can also get up to 7K in bonuses. So go check it out, take it easy, manage your risk, and enjoy your weekend. Bye.